everybody. We are doing a few tasks today that we need to have done before we head out west to the western slopes of Colorado. One of which is the OVS, or Overland Vehicle System 720 awning. The cover that goes over it seemed to come apart after about opening it and closing it 200 times-ish. The zipper went out, so OVS was gracious enough to send me one for free. I guess it's the warranty, but I offered to purchase one. They do not sell them individually, apparently, so I did get one. It's a little bit different than the other one. We're going to try to put it on here, so let's see how that goes. As you can see, we have it off. It's on the ground right here. It was pretty simple. It's got the nutset slide, and it was 6 of those, and they were mounted by Mission Overland on this trailer, but we just got to get the new bag on here, which is a little different than the last one, and at least the emblem on the outside is. So it should be fairly easy. All they do is slide into these slots here, and then they got little screws that kind of hold them in place. We got these little ribs here, whatever they're called, I can't remember. I used to be in the furniture business and they call them a certain name, but yeah, those just slide in there and then cover it up and we'll slap it back on. Okay, so we have it where this piece is on the outside here, and that's going to go all the way to the other end, and then this is going to be the top outside, and it should just slide all the way down, right?
Yeah, it should.
Alright, so you can see that we got it started on here already. The panel with the smaller end goes to the bottom, the big one goes to the top. And this needs to go over the bolts. We got these all on one side now, and all we should have to do is just slide it all the way down, and that's it. Like straighten that out. I think we should close it, make sure before we put the screws in.
Yeah.
Make sure it's the right size, because it is a different bag than what it came with.
Yeah.
So I'm sure it's probably the same size-ish, but we'll find out. All right, so we got it in there on the ground. I think they offered up a little extra space with the big new advertisement we have on there, but I think that's going to work out a lot better than the last one. Hold this side so you can get up here. Turn it a little bit. Okay, so we slid the bolts down the track and got them into the holes here. Now we just gotta put the nuts and stuff back on. Nut? And one washer. Alright, so we got it up there in position pretty much how we want it. I don't know if you can tell where this bracket is here. We have it in probably about 1 inch towards the front, and then it almost comes to here. It's about yay far away. That way it'll keep that rain from coming in into your door there. So all right, now we just gotta tighten it up. It's on there, it zips. They definitely gave you a little more space. Not a huge fan of the giant advertisement on the side, because it used to look like the one on the bathroom one here, which was just kind of a smaller version of that, but I guess you gotta get your name out there. Alright, here's another thing we did. The latches And the door being shut on these cupboards, or cupboards in your world, they're kind of loud, right? Like, that's loud. And then when you shut them, well, we already put one felt super slider pad. She put that on there, but when you open this and you hit this, it's pretty loud. So we put the super slider pad on the inside there, right here. So there's no big loud noise there. That's still a noise, but that's a lot less than that click. That'll wake your mom up. See how loud that is when it's empty? Bam! Alright, next morning here, Melissa put some sealant on the seams of the canopy last night, and it rained a little bit this morning. Seems to have done its job. The last time we were in St. Ignace, up there it poured for about 12 hours, and it was leaking pretty good at some of the seams, especially the ones where we sit over here in the middle. But it seems to be holding up just fine.
Now here's something we hope you'll really like.
Alright, so I finally broke down and bought a permanent radio for the 4Runner. It's the Midland MXT275 VP4. It's basically the pack with the ghost antenna, the thing that you can hook it up with, and the wire for it. And I don't know if the other one comes with the extension, but it has a little 4Runner on it. You see that? Oh. As it turns out, it wasn't quite as easy as I thought it was going to be. So, all right, let's look inside here. All right, we're about halfway through the install. Well, probably more than halfway. Radio is in, it works. Just before buttoning everything up, we ran the BTEC over across the lake to make sure everything works. I'll try to get way in here. If you can see my hand, there is a bar that hangs down that has 2 threaded holes in it. I'm not sure if yours will have it or not. This is a Pro. I used the bracket that it comes with, and I hooked it up at a little bit of an angle, and I made it so that the speaker sticks out towards the front here. And we put a bolt into that, and then I put a lock washer and nut on the other side of that, so it ain't going anywhere. And as far as power, tapped into the ignition here, and then for ground, we not sure if you can see where it is in there, because I'm too big for this. But there's a hole that's threaded that we put a bolt in, and we didn't get any static or any problems with that. I put sheathing on the whole antenna wire just to kind of, not necessarily insulate it, but if it rubs around and stuff, so you can see we have it running here. If it rubs around on stuff, it's a little bit more of a protection. So say hi, Alyssa.
Hi.
Hanging out at the cottage. Got a little extra time, so this is what we're doing. Here's the ghost antenna on the TRD rack, and I have it kind of melted and zip tied on there. It comes down through here where it's nice loose, so the door doesn't hit it. And then I ran it, little zip tie holder here. I'm probably gonna put another one right here, and then down where the windshield wiper power and fluid comes in, through the headliner, down through here, in through where the rear brake light is, through the jack panel, and I ran a snake through the handle that makes the back seat tilt. Got it, pulled it through, ran it underneath the floorboard or the kick panel here, all the way up to the front. So it's pretty clean. There's no, it's not going to be like a wire you're going to have to worry about. But it took forever to run that cable, or the antenna cable. So if you're thinking about doing that, it's going to take you a minute. But yeah, it works great. I mean, she went a mile away with the other radio, and it's crystal clear. So I'm pretty stoked to get out there and hear it from 20 miles away or whatever. So that's about it. I'll let you take a look at how clean it is once we're done here, or maybe even tomorrow because the sun's going down on the longest day of the year. And all I really want to do is sit down on the patio next to Melissa and drink beer. And video magic, it's all done. Well, not technically. I still have to put the extension up in there because I want to be able to unhook it when I'm not using it. But it works. So that's about it. I'm glad I did it today and not on one of those days where, the day before hitting a trail or something. So
3 weeks later.
all right, so we're back at the house. We had a travel day yesterday and got home about 6:30 and just kind of hung out and didn't do anything, went right to bed. One thing I wanted to show you too is this rack from Hookie Road that we put in. It has molly panels on there, which I'm not a huge fan of, but it kept my camera bag, our bathroom bag, my hat box, and our computer bag up out of the way, but we can get into everything, which is super nice. Like any little pocket, we can get into this stuff. Then we ran with a food tote and then our weather gear, so rain stuff, puffy jackets, extra shoes and whatnot. This is our catch-all, which was catching everything at the end here. But basically stuff I need for around the trailer, our speaker, little things, and our fire extinguisher, which was mounted up on the molly panel, but that rattled too much and came apart. Yeah, this is at the end of the trip, so everything's filthy and just kind of hucked in here. So, and then I got a new Pelican box since the last trip. The only reason I spent that much on that thing is because I could strap it down inside there. Plus, it's one of the only boxes as high as it is, so I'm not tempted to just stack stuff in here, so everything is reachable pretty quick. Here's some of the strap down job I did, but the reason I actually spent that much is because it's the only one that fits between the wheel wells and the Forerunner when the seats are up. It's worked out for us. It's a little laborious to get all 3 latches by yourself. You got to kind of step up to get the other one open. A lot of times we just left it open because there's no real reason to keep it sealed and stuff. This is where all the camera stuff usually ends up while we're rolling down the road. The drone and everything would sit right up on here, nice and soft, doesn't move around. That came in handy again on this trip. But one of the things with the rack here, it's unfortunate that it had to come into 2 pieces, the actual rack. So it's held together here. It's got brackets on either side, and then that runs all the way down underneath. But the only thing is it's bent a little bit, you can see. I mean, it's not too big of a deal, but what's nice is I can take out the 6 bolts underneath, 3 on either side, and this will actually slide out this way towards the rear seat, and I can take that right out in case I gotta put something higher in here. I'll probably leave it in until there's a day where we're like, well, we need to take it out, and then I'll wait until we need to put it back in. But it's come in handy. It was great for this trip. It kept all these bags up and out of the way and easily accessible. Left a lot of room for just throwing stuff in here. As I said before, we did just get back and we are very unorganized because the last site that we were at, we actually just kind of threw everything together and left. And then the hotel rooms and stuff that we're, one hotel room on the way home, we just kind of threw everything together. So yeah, that's the Hookie Road rack that's in there now. So that's that. What else we got? And this is our jug that we use this time around. The reason I got it, we used to run with the big 5-gallon blue things you get at any grocery store. We can exchange them. The only thing with that is you can't really strap it down anywhere. This one came with a pump. It's got a nice big fill. It's 5 gallons. Usually holds about 4.5 though, because otherwise you're kind of putting pressure on the seals here. If you want to fill it right to the top. You can obviously strap it in, no big deal. Remember to release your air because otherwise this thing will suck all the way in. And some of the unfortunate things that happened to us along the way. Stupid me left the driver's side window open, so we're airing that out right now. We did our best while we were out there, but it's pretty soaking wet. Yeah, it's still wet. We didn't use any extra fuel on the way, so I got to get rid of that stuff. Kind of forgot about that on the way home. This door didn't shut all that great after about, I don't know, 4 or 5 campsites. Now I could blame it on myself because when I put this handle in here, maybe that distorted the structural integrity of the door, but I guess that's my fault. But you got to give it a good shoulder to get it shut down. I could probably look at what we have going on there after a while and make a decision on what to do if something needs to be tightened or loosened, but it's all rivets that hold hinges and stuff on. So the new Overland Vehicle Systems bag held up pretty well. This thing was wet probably 90% of the time, so putting away a wet awning it's always heavier, and it kind of, you can even see it's kind of saggy on there. So that's one thing that we had an issue with is water. So speaking of water, on the inside of the camper here, we had some troubles with this leaking. In here, I put some silicone in there that you can see the hasty job. One of our drier days, I put it in there. We didn't have a chance to test it out. We are going to buy some proper tent sealant and put it all the way around these seams on this, because that was leaking like a sieve pretty well there. The other window seemed to be fine. This didn't leak. I think it leaked a little bit in the very first campsite we had, but I think it was just residual water. And I think that's going to be 100% my fault, because I left this thing out last winter and snow sat up there, and between the fan, which was pre-installed obviously, and it was a really good job. I went up there and I inspected the silicone, and it's not failing at all, but I did put the solar panel up on top, and it has 6 holes from that. I did my best to put some little blackjack rings around the bottom and seal it all up, but I'm definitely going to go back before we put this away for the winter, which will be in storage. I'm going to definitely go back and re-silicone all the holes that I made for the solar panel. Yeah, other than that, we're in good shape. Just a few bumps and bruises along the way on this trip. You know, hopefully the electronics in the 4Runner don't get all screwed up. Alright, enough yapping. Now it's time to start cleaning. We got a lot to put away and drying out to do, so. Alright, and here's what it looks like when everything's all buttoned up and the seats are back up and the boxes in the back. As you can see, there's only a few inches on either side with that Pelican box and the 4Runner. Like I said earlier, we'll leave this in here until we need to take it out, and then we'll leave it out until we need to put it back in. But yeah, it's all cleaned up now and dried out. So we're just hanging out here before we hit the road again. Doing some editing on the next videos pretty soon here of a whole trip to Colorado. And it should be about a couple of weeks at most. But we're just gonna sit here and chill out. It's like the last days of summer right now up here in Wisconsin. Say goodbye, Les.
Bye, Liz.
Bye.